Hello everyone, this is Dr. Manu and welcome to the Teeth Times. So today's video is on a topic which we have heard a lot in the last month, post-COVID fungal infections. Yes, it's about black fungus, yellow fungus, white fungus. All those fungal infections which happen post-COVID. Sounds scary? Because we all have lost our family members due to these fungal infections. Not even a single family was spared when all these fungal infections came into picture. But to be honest, we need not scare if we know what causes these fungal infections and what we can do to prevent them, how we can keep these infections at bay and help ourselves and others nearby. So without further delay, let's get started. Whether this is black, white, yellow or any kind of fungal infections, these fungal infections are not new to us. Our doctors have known them for a long time. But how come suddenly there was so much of panic for this fungus and they had never infected us this way before? What happened suddenly that created a panic? So whether it is a black fungus or a white fungus, yellow fungus or a fungus called as Aspergillus fungus, all these fungal infections are nothing but opportunistic infections. These infections come and affect only a immunocompromised patient. Anyone who is healthy, these fungal infections usually don't affect, usually don't infect. Fungus is there everywhere around in our environment, and they have not known to infect a healthy individual till now. They only infect people with low immunity. So let's try to understand these fungal infections one by one. Let's start with black fungus, which was the most talked about fungus in the last month. Black fungus can be caused by Rhizopus, Mucor or Epsidia. These are the three varieties of fungus which are known, but the most commonly heard word of last month was mucormycosis. Now, mycosis is just a medical term for fungal infection, and once this fungal infection is caused by mucor, it is called as mucormycosis. This mucormycosis was happening before also. Okay, it was happening because of soil and decaying matter around, because of unhealthy and unsanitary conditions around, but it was not that fatal. But this time it caused a mortality rate of about 50 to 80%. Previously, only it used to affect 1 out of 1 lakh patients, and doctors were seeing maybe about 4 to 5 cases in a month. But this time, as there was a deep curve where there was a lack of immunity in a bunch of people because they were all recovering from COVID, these opportunistic infections, they just came up and there was a surge in cases. The number of cases were so high that we had to declare this black fungus as an epidemic within a pandemic. Now, how this fungal infection happens? The hyphae of the fungus, they start growing around the blood vessels and the tissues. Once it conquers the tissue, it interrupts the blood supply of that particular tissue. And because there is interruption in the blood supply, the tissue becomes necrotic and it turns black and it looks something like this. The factors responsible the major factor is lack of immunity. Only immunocompromised patients get infected by fungal infections. Another reason is unsanitary conditions. These fungal infections, they grow only in unsanitary conditions, so we have to keep our surroundings clean. Also, overuse of steroids. Steroids are not new for us, but they tend to increase the blood sugar level of patients. So, it is always advisable to inform your doctor about your blood sugar levels. If you are a diabetic, already your blood sugars are high, and if you take steroids and there becomes an overuse of steroids, then the blood sugar levels really go high and it becomes difficult to manage them. It can affect all the body organs. If anyone is a normal person without any high blood sugar levels, then blood sugar levels with steroids increase a little bit and the condition can be managed. But if you are pre-diabetic or diabetic and there is if the steroids are used not in a judicial way, then it can cause you more harm than those who are at high risk are diabetic people, like what we were talking about, the patients who are at high risk for these fungal infections are those with high blood sugar levels, those with impaired kidney functions, and those which are having cancer issues, because all these patients have low immunity. Anyone with good immunity is never infected by fungal infections. When a person gets infected by any kind of fungus, then what happens, usually there's an altered kinds of a different kind of sensation on the cheek, which usually happens only one side of the face. There is some numbness and swelling on the face because that nerve of that particular area gets infected. After that, it can go and invade our nasal cavity and sinus. Once the nasal cavity is infected, the person can feel as if there is a nasal blockage, and there can be there can be discharge from the nose, and there can be slight blackish discoloration on the nose as well. Once the sinus is involved, our teeth, our oral cavity, the mouth area is quite close to it. So the patients can feel as if there is some pain in the gums, swelling in the gums, their teeth have suddenly become loose. There can be even blurring of vision and bulging of eyeball. So when a fungus infects this particular area, it is called as rhinocerebral mucormycosis. Another sequence of symptom can be, it can go and spread to the brain, and it can affect the optic nerve, which can cause issues in vision. It can go and affect other parts of body through the bloodstream. Once it goes and affect the other organs, there can be chest pain, pleural effusion, and the respiratory issues which are already there can get worsened. Once it goes and affects our lungs, it is called as lung mucormycosis. Other organs which can affect our skin and our stomach. If it affects our stomach, there can be abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, and GIT bleeding. Although these symptoms are rare, but in extreme cases it can occur. So if it goes and affects our stomach, then all these issues can happen. If it goes and affects the skin, if the fungal infection affects our skin, then there can be skin lesions, there can be ulcers and blisters on the skin, and there can be blackish discoloration as well. It is gastromucormycosis when it affects our stomach, and it is skin mucormycosis when it affects our skin. What can we do to prevent this now? To prevent this, we have to keep our blood sugar levels under control, and this is especially for those who are having diabetes, for those who are having cancer, for those with impaired kidney function, for those with liver issues, and organ donors, because all people in these categories are having low immunity. Also, we should always remember to use our steroids judicially. Whenever you go to your doctor for COVID treatment or post-COVID, whenever you are going, always inform your doctor about your diabetic status. Because of COVID, we become so sick and lethargic, so we completely avoid doing any kind of physical activity, which further affects our overall health. So try to move a little bit around, even if you are sick, even if you have fever, whatever little walk you can do, whatever minimal exercises you can do, keep on doing all those things, and maintain your physical activity a little bit to keep this prevention, to keep these infections further affecting you. Also maintain your oral hygiene well, because it's very, very important. Now coming to white fungus. White fungus is caused by a fungus called as Candida. It can cause symptoms like white spots on oral mucosa. White fungus is a very real fungus, and when it comes, this fungus shows its symptoms usually in the oral cavity. There can be whitening of tongue, cough and fever, and diarrhea. So if you have any of these symptoms, if you see any kind of difference in your oral cavity where there is whitish discoloration or white spots, immediately contact your doctor. It can affect our throat and esophagus, nail bed and skin, stomach, kidneys, brains and eyes, heart and genitalia as well. So basically, if it invades our bloodstream, then through bloodstream these fungal infections can spread anywhere and everywhere in the body, and hence we should avoid them. Now coming to yellow fungus. Yellow fungus is caused by unhygienic medical conditions. They can be caused by contaminated food, and also they can be caused by unsanitary conditions. The factors responsible are almost same for all these funguses, and hence we have to keep our surroundings clean. We have to eat fresh and healthy food to keep these funguses at bay. Yellow fungus especially manifests its symptoms internally before showing the bodily symptoms. So if you are someone who is recovering from COVID and you feel slightest changes also in your general health, do not delay and immediately contact your doctor, because this is really important. If these funguses are treated early, then we can save a lot of life. This fungal infection, yellow fungus, can cause leakage of pus and slow healing of wounds. It can cause sunken eyes, malnutrition, and organ failure and necrosis is also possible. Another fungal infection, aspergillosis, which came into picture during this COVID time. Aspergillosis is caused by a fungus called as Aspergillus, and the reasons behind are hydrating oxygen supply, non-sterile water, and usage of steroids. Overuse of steroids and unclean water or oxygen supply which is not very clean can lead to this thing. So to keep aspergillosis at bay, we have to make sure that all these things are not happening. Signs and symptoms can include post-COVID fever. Some people might think that we are just recovering, so it is fine to have a fever all over again, but even if you have slightest fever post-COVID when you are recovering, please go and visit your doctor. It can cause headache and eye irritation. There can be breathlessness which can further lead to chronic fatigue. Coughing and blood can be there. The coughing which is already there usually in all the COVID patients can worsen, and it can come with some blood spots, and skin lesions can also be there. What if we develop these symptoms? If we develop these symptoms post-COVID, you should not waste time. Do not panic. Please do not rely on any instructions or anything which is coming on WhatsApp. Do not depend on self-medication and immediately go and visit your doctors. Your doctors know what is the best for you and they're going to help you for sure. Also, I would like to keep one point over here which is very important. These fungal infections do not spread from one person to another person. They are not contagious, and again I would like to emphasize a point that they are only happening in immunocompromised patients. Those with low immunity only get infected. So just keep eating healthy and maintain your immunity, and these infections are not gonna affect you. Thank you for this understanding of this point. Now the treatment over here includes debridement of the infected area. Means that particular area which has been infected by the fungus has to be removed up completely, and the patient has to be given liposomal amphotericin B injections. That is the reason all the doctors tell again and again that if you have symptoms, then visit your doctor immediately. If you visit them early, then early stages can be treated with medication itself. But if we delay and the fungus spreads, then we have no way but to treat the fungal infection surgically. So to avoid a major treatment, to avoid the surgical intervention, we have to make sure that we visit the doctors as soon as possible. We visit them as soon as we see symptoms. Thank you so much for your patient listening. I hope I have provided some good information over here regarding these fungal infections. Don't forget to like, share and comment the video. And if you are new over here, do subscribe to the channel. Please press the bell icon over here so that you get all the notifications whenever a video is put over here. See you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.